side.
Oh.
And the light.
Yeah, boy. And the film came out and Star Wars was back and everyone was happy.
Hello and welcome to another That's Just Kylo Ren video. My name's Kylo Ren and that's about it.
But that's not about it, because 10 years ago today, or around this day, Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens came out. And it is still today, 10 years later, one of my favourite Star Wars films in the franchise. And because it's Christmas time currently, I love popping on The Force Awakens on 4K Blu-ray, returning to a galaxy far, far away. The build up to this film was insane. Like, the excitement was huge. Everyone had been waiting for more Star Wars for nearly 10 years since Revenge of the Sith. Christmas became Star Wars' time. Star Wars was finally coming back with a brand new trilogy, a sequel trilogy to the original trilogy, with some returning legacy faces and some new faces. The hype was real, man. The hype was so real. And then we started getting trailer after trailer after trailer, and I could not contain myself.
Oh, I need a minute.
The Star Wars merchandise was massive for The Force Awakens. People lining up for Force Friday, whereas nerds would line up outside a toy shop until midnight to go and get our latest Star Wars action figures. The hype was huge. Star Wars was back. And then the film came out, and I absolutely loved it. And to be honest, as much as there were definitely people very unhappy with The Force Awakens, a lot of people liked this film. They did like this film. It was a good start to a new trilogy. But most of all, it made over 2 billion worldwide. That is huge numbers. People were going to see Star Wars in their droves. And me, I went to see this, I think 3 times overall in the cinema. And I love it. And I still love it. It's literally one of my favorite Star Wars films. And 10 years later, celebrating its 10th anniversary, I think it still holds up. But not everyone feels the same. I think overall it's a very well-paced film. Granted, it does feel very similar to another Star Wars film. But when you're looking for creative guidance and wanting to get people back on board with Star Wars, of course it's going to be similar. They kind of want to retread new ground. It's sort of a little bit of a reboot, this Star Wars film. They want fans going, oh, this reminds me of the original trilogy, Tatooine, or oh, he reminds me of Darth Vader. They want you doing that so you're more invested in this new trilogy. So I can look past that. I'm absolutely fine with that. And one of the big marketing pushes of The Force Awakens was practical sets, practical costumes, practical creatures, all this and that. Like, even the lightsabers actually lit up. And in terms of the story, again, familiar beats to a certain film. But I don't mind that. I really didn't. And we did meet new characters. Rey, Finn, Poe, Kylo Ren, who I am so in love with. I love Kylo Ren. Like, Kylo Ren is a badass, man, and probably one of the most three-dimensional and broken characters in the Star Wars franchise, and I think that's why so many people love Adam Driver's portrayal of this character. I really do love Daisy Ridley's Rey. I'm a big fan of Rey. I love Finn and his excellent pronunciation while shouting, but goddamn, I am horny for Kylo Ren. I have so much Kylo Ren merch. It's unbelievable. Kylo Ren, my baby boy, Ben Solo, one of the best characters in Star Wars. I don't know why I'm doing a Donald Trump there. Kylo Ren is a really nice guy. Kylo Ren is probably one of the most three-dimensional Star Wars villains. He's complicated, terrifying, and most of all, he just looks really cool. And, you know, has the coolest looking lightsaber ever. But also, J.J. Abrams did do a really good job of directing this film, alongside his cinematographer Dan Mindel, giving the Star Wars universe a fresh look, but also capturing the magic that was in the original trilogy. Again, the use of practical sets and upgraded CGI and practical creatures and aliens and costumes, just everything. It just, felt like Star Wars. It might make you laugh, but I am a prequel kid. That was Star Wars to me. But as I grew older, I went back to the original trilogy and appreciated them way more. So when The Force Awakens came out, I just really enjoyed the vibe of this film. So I think JJ and the team did a fantastic job of capturing Star Wars like in the old days once again. And obviously, Han Solo and Chewbacca. Just great. Unfortunately, I can't play it, but the music in this film is so iconic. Rey's theme, Kylo Ren's theme, the First Order theme, the Star Wars theme tune, I guess. Just having John Williams return to orchestrate and write all those tunes and everything, they're just so memorable and just perfect. It's a very well-paced film, but it's funny, it's dark, it's action-packed, it's really, really emotional. When Kylo Ren kills Han Solo, it's probably the most what the hell moment in Star Wars history. But also, we kind of saw it coming a little bit. The scene when Rey finds Luke on the island at the end, I cry every time, man. Her holding out his old lightsaber, his father's lightsaber to him, just really hits me in the heart. The weight of the galaxy on Rey, they don't even have to say anything. You can feel what she's gone through to get here, and Luke can feel it too. And what's going to happen next? Well, we all know what happened next. But this is The Force Awakens we're talking about. It's 10 years of The Force Awakens. Let's concentrate on that. But I can't celebrate the 10th anniversary of Force Awakens without talking about how it was, for me personally, the beginning of toxic fandoms being a little bit too honest and a little bit too outspoken. When the first teaser trailer for The Force Awakens came out, like myself, I was so excited. Everyone was excited. And then people online were saying, hey, hang on, stormtroopers aren't black. What do you want about? I remember seeing tweets literally saying #boycott episode 7. And it was like, what? Because the stormtrooper's black? Because there's a black guy in Star Wars? There's been black guys in Star Wars before. Darth Vader is voiced by a black guy. Just blatant racism, just really outspoken. And unfortunately, it's still something us fandoms are still having to deal with. These small amount of people that are just, oh my God, just fully racist and make hundreds of YouTube videos about why a franchise, not just Star Wars, but any other franchise is bad because the main character is not white or is gay or non-binary, or just the hate awoke with The Force Awakens in the online fandom community. Daisy Ridley's Rey, people calling her Mary Sue. She's perfect because she has all these powers and everything. She's just perfect because she has the Force and she's more powerful than Kylo Ren. Oh well. Who cares? Granted, Luke Skywalker in the original trilogy was the son of Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker, one of the most powerful Jedi ever. So it makes sense that Luke has these force powers that are just so enhanced and he's so powerful. And then you have Rey, who at this time when this film came out was technically a nobody. But I thought that was more interesting. I thought that was way more interesting that she was so strong with the Force and she wasn't related to anyone of significance back then. She was someone in the Star Wars universe who has got wrapped up into the Skywalker saga. And who cares if she's more powerful than Kylo Ren? Great. I just don't understand the mentality of a woman being really powerful with the Force and a really strong female character. Rey is a great character. I really like her. And supposedly there are Rey movies coming out, announced back in 2023. But to be honest, we've heard nothing. But unfortunately, this mentality from parts of the fandom that are really toxic still grift and make YouTube videos about when a woman is a powerful character, or if a person of color or someone who is not straight is a main character in a franchise. They just, oh my God, they just explode. And The Force Awakens was my first exposure to that online. I didn't really hear about issues around gender and identity or race, or I didn't really hear about that. Great, there was a black guy in Star Wars. Okay. A woman is really powerful with the Force. Okay. But I just couldn't believe some of the, excuse my language, shit coming out of these people's mouths. And they're still doing it today with not just Star Wars, but other franchises. I had to talk about that because these toxic corners of the fandom have ruined it. they have ruined Star Wars. They have ruined Marvel and DC and all those other franchises because they just rather hate and, oh, you can see the spit, the venom coming out of their mouth as they talk about it in YouTube videos or TikTok videos. It's just insanity. And to be honest, I have to say Lucasfilm really aren't pushing the marketing for the 10th anniversary of The Force Awakens, the film that brought Star Wars back, Disney's first Star Wars film. Like, the only merch I can find to celebrate 10 years at the moment is a special edition hardcover Star Wars illustration about the behind the scenes and everything. And on Shop Disney, a pin. That's all I can find so far. I feel like they're trying to bury the sequel trilogy, but they shouldn't. They should be really proud, especially of this first film. I love it, and it's influenced my love for Star Wars. Like, I absolutely love the sequel trilogy. Apart from that last one. Again, we're talking about the 10th anniversary. And there was no theatrical re-release for this. Like, it was being reported there could be a theatrical re-release, and I was really excited because I couldn't wait to go back to the cinema and watch The Force Awakens 10 years later. But to be honest, it's December. It's Force Awakens 10 years today. There's been no re-release unless they do it sometime next year. Granted, Force Awakens is not a perfect movie. It really isn't. It has its flaws. But overall, I smile, I cheer, I cry whilst watching this film. That's got to say something. That's got to tell you, wow, this is a really good film. Now, the other two films that come up, The Last Jedi, which was probably the biggest controversy in Star Wars fandom, and The Rise of Skywalker, which is just a huge film about retconning the last film, which is a huge mistake. They take our characters in weird places, and like an example is General Hux. He's terrifying in The Force Awakens. I loved his character. And then in The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, he's kind of just the butt of a joke, and I don't know, like, I felt like there could be more of progression there with his character. But seriously, Star Wars The Force Awakens, happy anniversary. You're an amazing film. I'm just choking up thinking about it. Look, me and Last Jedi Kylo Ren Big Fig are going to get out of here now. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Do you like Star Wars The Force Awakens? Do you like the sequel trilogy? Did you not like any of these films? Did you not like this film? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts about The Force Awakens and the other films in this trilogy. Make sure you like the video, really helps me out, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I can't stop looking at your eyes, Kylo. You're so beautiful. Anyway, until the next video, thank you, and remember,
I'll finish what you started.
I don't even need the voice filter for that. That was pretty good, wasn't it? I can't tell if you're nodding or you're shaking your head. I'm not sure.